Now, the UN agency that oversees this is the International Civil Aviation Organization, and its Secretary General, Fang Liu, warned the Security Council this session that terror groups continue to view aviation as a choice target to cause substantial loss of life, to disrupt connectivity between countries, and also to cause economic damage. And despite successful countermeasures, there remains vulnerabilities and loopholes that terror groups continue to try to exploit. Among the key concerns are improvised explosive devices that can be sneaked into airports and onto aeroplanes, projectiles that can be fired at aircraft, like the shoulder-launched surface-to-air missiles, similar to those experts said caused the downing of Malaysian airline flight MH17 over Ukraine back in 2014. Now, cybersecurity is also a major concern as airport systems and infrastructure, aviation infrastructure, are increasingly reliant on computers and information technology, and that increases their exposure to cyber threats. And the concern over terror threats doesn't just extend to safety and security. It also can hit at the economy. And the Secretary General of ICAO, Fang Liu, reminded the Security Council that about 50% of international tourism occurs through the aviation industry, and it also accounts for 35% of the value of international trade. Now, countermeasures are in place to address those concerns I mentioned earlier, but a lot of the focus in recent years have been on the air side, and ICAO and its partners are looking to address more intensely the threat on the land side. So airport security is a focal point. There are efforts underway to bring in law enforcement agencies, security forces and airport authorities, as well as airport vendors to work together to implement some of these countermeasures. Other areas include better information sharing, better coordination among countries and their aviation authorities, as well as better passenger data collection to prevent or limit movements of foreign terrorist fighters. Now, where the Security Council can come in is it can help ICAO implement or urge member nations to implement many of these countermeasures and also endorse this new ambitious global aviation security plan that ICAO is putting forward. Another area that ICAO is hoping the Security Council can help with is to allocate part of its counter-terror funding to help member nations contribute and invest in their aviation security projects. Liling Tan, CGTN, New York.